Good morning, everybody. It's Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm going to just do a quick project share. I want to share what I did with the box I started making with y'all a couple weeks ago. This was meant to be part of a hop that's coming up later in the month, but I lost all of my footage, and it was supposed to be a tutorial type video for the hop. So I'm sorry there is no tutorial for the rest of this. I totally did a boo-boo and accidentally erased all of my clips, everything. So I wanted to share the project though, and I'll put a link to the video where I put this little box together, and I will share this with you now. It's a shadow box, and here we go. I might have to back out a little bit or raise it up. There we go. It's hard to see inside, but I've got some glass beads glued in at the top to look like sea bubbles. The seahorse is the paper clay horses that I did. Let me get my tray of stuff and I'll just show you to remind y'all. This was what these all look like when I started to work with them. Okay, the little crab is made out of the paper clay, and I've painted him. I started with painting in black, went over with red and then some glitter, and I just love how those turned out. This piece is also a piece of the paper clay, and then these were some little shells that my little friend Laura Loves Lace had sent me. I've used some gems on the bottom, you know, the little flattened marble ones. Sometimes I'll paint my bottoms and sometimes I won't. This one I did not. I'm going to fill in some information about when I did it and all. This wood piece is here on the front. I had originally cut a piece of the cardboard type stuff, and I was going to do a cutout. And then I remembered I had these pieces, and these were like trimmings from the siding that we put on our shed, and Scott let me have this thin strip, and then I got him to cut them in different lengths. Now some of these I did have to trim down to make it work on my box, but I've just overlapped the edge of my box with this. The cardboard is still in there, but it wasn't quite the look I wanted, so I just glued the wood piece on the front and tried to make it look like weathered wood. I don't know how successful I was, but I really like it. This sun here, I hand painted. It looked like this before I painted it. And then on the inside, there are, let's see, what looks like coral in there is the top off the diamond dye tree, and I just cut it in bits. I've seen Karen do that at JB Lady, and I thought that was an excellent idea. So Karen, I stole your idea on the coral pieces. There's also diamond dye starfish in there. You can see them. I punched them out of some glitter paper. I've got some more of the mini shells. There's one of the glass marbles in there as well. Another of the shells, the paper shells that I painted. And of course the seahorses, I painted those. And I've used some of the chunky sequins stuff that came in a tube. That's what those blue kind of squares. They are in a container, and I think I sent a container to Esther as well. And they just are the neatest thing when you're doing a water effect, because there's different size in the container. And there's some more of the coral, and you can see I put some of those in there. And then there's another crab, more shells that Laura had sent me, and there's more of the glass beads in the bottom. Now on the outside, there's another little crab on the top. This is a texture finish, like I think it's Snow-Tex, and then I've pressed sand into that, you know, regular like floral sand, while it was still damp. I just pressed that in there, and this took a while to dry because there's quite a layer of texture stuff on there. And I did all of the back. and just press that sand in there. And then I went over the whole thing with some gold paint, just to get the color even. You can see where the texture stuff was white, but not very much anymore since I put the gold paint over it. And I thought about, because see, some pieces are still falling off from it, I was thinking of just going over the sand part of it with some Mod Podge to hold it on just a little bit better. But I really like how this little shadow box turned out, and I wanted to share it even though I lost all my footage. So I've made another project for that hop, but this is what I had originally made for it. And kind of sad that it didn't pan out. Some of this paper, the paper that I lined it with, is paper that I got from my winnings from Shemi Dixon's giveaway that she had for the handmade papers from Mulberry Papers and More. And that's what some of this, the stuff that looks like the seaweed, is actually the top of the palm tree from Diamond Dyes. And I used it as seaweed because I don't have a seaweed in coral dye or punch, so that's why I did that. So that's what I created. There's also in the background the Diamond Dyes heart that I used just as like you can see the top of it there and there, just to give it like a frame around the seahorses. I thought that was pretty. So again, I'm sorry the lighting's not 100%, but hopefully you can see it well enough to enjoy it. And that's all I was going to share for right now. I'll come back in another video as soon as I get my camera charged back up, because it's almost dead. And I want to share an update on my Cup of Craft book that I'm putting together with the prompts that Marie came up with from Bits and Clips. So that'll be a separate video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoy seeing the little box that I made. And any questions or comments, please leave them below. And like, share, and do all that there. Take care. Bye.